Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another live stream. Hope you guys are ready to rock and roll, have some fun the day before Valentine's Day. So, shout out to everyone out there celebrating it, not celebrating it. It is what it is. But that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about love out here in Mexico because, well, it's Valentine's Day. It's a perfect time to cover this topic and talk about it. We've talked about it multiple times. I've talked about it throughout the years. I've talked about it since I've been here. Because it's basically something that a lot of people are interested in one shape, form, or another. Again, a lot of people out there basically they'll come out here and they already have a spouse, they already have their partner, so they're not really looking for love in that sense. But for a lot of other people, well, they'll come out here and they're single, and some people are looking for love, some people are not. It's not just Mexico, it's again going abroad, for the most part. And so, well, that's the thing, for a lot of people, they're always asking, what it's like out here, and so on and so forth. So we're going to be talking about that as the show goes on. You're going to wait a few seconds, a few minutes, as we wait, as everybody kind of gets into the show, gets in their seats and all that good stuff. And today we're going to have various things in the background, as we usually do while we do our conversations, to kind of keep you guys entertained a bit more than just looking at my face and the horse. By the way, shout out to Lambo out there. But anywho's, on the show today we're going to be talking about first of all, do they celebrate Valentine's Day? Yes, they celebrate Valentine's Day. In fact, out here in Mexico, they take every single opportunity to celebrate love, to celebrate family, to celebrate again, their loved ones. In fact, out here all the time, they have all kinds of holidays. Like, for example, Children's Day. So they'll celebrate kids. Yes, they'll celebrate kids besides their birthday, besides Christmas and all this other stuff. They celebrate. There's an actual day just to celebrate kids, and so obviously that day all places are packed. Everybody wants to go get their chicken nuggets at McDonald's. Everybody wants to get their everybody has to get gifts, for the kids, yada yada yada, whatever. I don't know how they really do it. I don't have kids, and that's not my role. But the point is that they also got Grandparents' Day, and people celebrate that. They got, obviously Mother's Day, Father's Day, all these days. And then obviously Valentine's Day and other days. I mean, the thing is that they just kind of come up sporadically. I'm learning as I go along, but they have, a lot of celebrations of love out here. In fact, a lot of celebrations, even as, we go to, let's say, the end of the year, around the Day of the Dead, and basically, again, it's all joyous and love. They celebrate their past, loved ones, with love. Basically, it's a celebration and all that good stuff. So, when it comes to love out here, it's very well pronounced. It is very active for a lot of people. In fact, they come out here looking for a partner. A lot of women come out here looking for a male partner. A lot of men come out here looking for a female partner. But the reality is that it's not just that easy, to just come out to another country and find a partner. A lot of people these days romanticize, the whole idea of like the passport bro or passport gal, whatever. But the whole idea of like, I'm gonna go to another country to get better options and find my true love, without considering all these other factors. In fact, in today's in today's live stream over there on my other channel, for those of you guys that don't know, again, remember, I have two channels. We go live here, and then after we're done with our live streams here on Thursdays, we take a tiny little break, about 15-30 minutes, and then we go live over there on my other channel, and we really go deep on a lot of topics. And so in today's live stream over there, we're going to be talking about, and we're going to go deeper into the whole idea of the romanticization of so many people that go out there, to like the Philippines or Thailand or Mexico or Latin America, looking for a younger wife, looking for a younger spouse, looking for love. only to be, kicked in the balls, for lack of a better description. So, we're going to be talking about that plus so many other things, kind of regarding that. But in today's video here, in today's live stream, the main thing that a lot of you guys are, interested in is simply, you know, what is the dating culture out here in Mexico? What is, life out here in Mexico when it pertains to, relationships and finding a partner, of any age. And the reality is that it's Latino culture, it's Mexican culture. Yeah, there are certain differences. Obviously, they vary from Latin American country to Latin American country, but for the most part, there's a lot of similarities. There's more similarities than differences. Mm. Oh, thank you, Jamie. Shout out to everyone out there in the chat. We got a few people in here today. It doesn't seem like today's topic is as polarizing as when I talk about politics or other, subjects out there. Not many people are as interested, apparently. Today talking about love, but hey, it is what it is. I get it. If you're single, the last thing you want to be talking about is Valentine's Day and love and finding a partner and all this other good stuff. So I get it. Valentine's Day is one of those days that basically you're only celebrating in certain situations. Not everybody is happily celebrating Valentine's Day. But, the reality is that out here in Mexico, most people are kind of happily celebrating not just Valentine's Day, but many holidays. Again, another reason why I love it out here so much. Okay, so back to what I was saying out here with the culture and things like that. So, look, for me personally, again, for some of you guys that know my background, don't know my background, I personally, I came from, Miami, Florida. I was born and raised in the United States of America, in Miami to be exact, and both of my parents were Cuban. My parents, they met in Miami, all right, and they got married, had me, had my sister, and long story short, we were raised out there in Miami. Around my early 30s, I left Miami. Okay, up until then, I was dating Latin girls, basically, because that's all we had in Miami. I was just basically dating girls, from other Latin American countries. Whether they were Cuban, like where I was from, or Nicaraguan, or whatever. You know what I mean? Well, Latin America. That's what's represented down there. Um, so that was kind of like my dating pool, my experience. And then I left Miami in my early 30s and I moved out to Seattle, the complete opposite, the complete other end of the spectrum, in another planet, basically, compared to where I was, born and raised. And when I was dating up there, well, I was dating a bunch of white girls. And when you're growing up in Miami and all you got are hot Latinas, all over the place. Well, again, everybody always wants what they can't get. So what could I not get? What was not available in Miami? Just the typical white girl, white chicks. So obviously, it's like, oh man, that's what I want. So I went up there, and long story short, I had a bunch of white chicks, black chicks. I had everybody. Everybody that was up in Seattle represented. Asians, you name it. And I was like, dated a bunch of girls. I was like, yeah, it was always something lacking. It was always something that. And so, yeah, long story short, I lived in California, I lived all over the place, and it was just basically the same shit. You know what I mean? The same old thing. It wasn't anything, that I liked per se. You know what I mean? It wasn't any. I started getting a little soured, on the women's and all those other things. So, long story short, I ended up coming to Mexico. Again, you guys know my story. I'm not going to get into details. We're talking about. You can watch other videos for that. Today, we're talking about love. Talking about love. Anyways, so yeah, I came out here to Mexico, and then once I was here in Mexico, obviously I started dating Mexican chicks and Mexican girls, and I was like, oh, there we go, finally. You know what I mean? There we go. This is what I was missing. Because I had it in Miami, I didn't know I was missing it until I had it again, which was again just the Latina girl. Now, it's not for everybody. This is why I'm kind of like prefacing this, because everybody has their mesh, their other, side of the orange, their yin to their yang. Some, like, for example, there's plenty of couples out there, like, let's say, a white guy with a black girl, a white guy with an Asian, or vice versa. And they work, whatever works for you. And so, for me, I figured, I didn't even know what was working for me really until I moved back to Mexico. And so obviously, by that point, I was in Mexico. I was already in my mid 30s, 36, something like that. And I was already over it. I didn't want to be dating anybody, I didn't want to be relationship. I didn't want nothing. I didn't want nothing to do with women at all. Again, I'm still a man, still young. We're still dating, having fun, enjoying my single life. That's what I was doing. Because after so much heartache in my younger life, after so much, again, just dealing with everything I dealt with, up in Seattle. Again, by the way, I'll go more in detail on Unleashed, as I was saying earlier. We're going to be talking about love over there as well. We're going to be talking about, passport bros. We're going to be talking about all this other stuff. So, go ahead, right after here, we'll go more into detail with all that stuff over there. But as I was saying, I was already over it. The last thing I wanted was a relationship, anything like that. But I was slowly realizing that basically all the girls that I met, that's what they wanted. Basically after a few dates, after a few times hanging out, they were already like, hey, we're going to take this serious and we're going to start taking this to another level. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is like more old school than I was used to. Whatever. Anyways, the point is, that's the last thing I wanted. So I wasn't really looking for that. And I was mostly single the whole time. You know what I mean? If they wanted more than I could give them, that's not what I was interested in. So long story short, eventually, one day, I was on Tinder and I bumped into Christian. Okay. This is many, many years ago. Again, almost, well, 6 years ago, basically 6 years ago. Hit her up and we just started having a conversation. We started chatting and yeah, we were talking the whole afternoon and the whole day, the whole morning, afternoon, whatever. And basically, I said, "Hey, what are you doing later today?" It was Saturday. I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing later today?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm not doing anything." Blah blah blah. I'm like, hey, you want to come over and get some ice cream? Like we're gonna go to Paseo Montejo to Helados Colon, blah blah blah. And yeah, she came over. Early in the night, we went over there to get some ice cream. We had our first date, and the rest is history. Basically from that moment on, we were kind of inseparable. But it was a little different. It was more like, we had a great first date. Obviously, we saw each other again, basically on the weekends, because I was always working, always doing stuff. She was also working, living her life. So we would see each other on the weekends, things like that. And, she just never left. It was one of those things where it was like, I mean, again, every weekend we would see each other, but, she was always around and always hanging around and it was always fun. And we were always, going on adventures and we are always doing this. And it was just more, than just, hey, we're dating. You know what I mean? It was just, I don't know. It was just, and so long story short, it was just, yeah, you know what I mean? It was just love and fun and enjoyment throughout the whole time. And before you knew it, it was almost, 8, 9 months already. It's like, wow, you know what I mean? I can't believe, we've been, together for so long. And then, long story short, this is a long time ago. Again, this is 2018, 2019, 2019. Okay, so this is in 2019. And so at that point, I needed, again, you guys know my story. I came out here with nothing. So at that point, I said to her, hey, Christian, I need some help with something. Um, I need my papers. So can you do me a solid look? It seems like we are, we have a really good relationship. Everything's good. Everything's wonderful. But I need a favor. You know what I mean? I need to get married because I need to get my papers. I can stay here legally. Blah blah blah. Yee. And then basically she said to me, "Well, okay, I'll help you out. But on one condition." We actually have to get married for real. It's that's it. We got to cement this. This is we're happily in love and we're gonna do this for real. We're gonna get married for real. And yeah, I'll be more than happy to help you out. And I'm like, for reals? You want to get married to this guy, to this thing? Like for reals? So yeah, long story short, we got married and then bam, 5 years later, here we are. We're still happily married. Look, I'll give you an example of, what makes a relationship work, okay? By the way, we literally just had our 5 year anniversary, okay? Because we got married in January of 2020. And by the way, we apologize because literally the day after we got married, that's when the whole COVID thing happened. So we probably, by getting married, opened the portal to hell. And, yeah, sorry. We apologize. I mean, I don't know. What a coincidence, I guess, huh? So, anyway. So, yeah, like I said, we've been happily married for 5 years already. And look, but again, like I'll give you an example. So today in the morning, I'm, right before I go live, I'm like, hey, I gotta get Gizmo's food, on the stove. We're gonna cook it, so I'm gonna leave it on the stove. Can you watch it, while I'm doing the live stream, since you're gonna be cooking dinner or whatever? She's like, yeah, yeah, no problem. Anyway, so I put on the stove. I turn on the stove and I have it on, and all of a sudden, we're talking in the kitchen. She's like, "Hey, the gas, like there's no fire." You know what I mean? Like I think the wind, blew out the gas. Turn on the light or turn on the light again. I'm like, all right. So I went to go turn it on, and we ran out of gas. I'm like, oh, geez. All right, whatever. It's like, oh, what a day, what a moment. I can't. I gotta go, do the live stream. I got things to do. I can't, tend to this at the moment. And she goes, oh, don't worry about it. We still got some charcoal, from the Super Bowl from Sunday when we were grilling out there, for a Super Bowl party. She's like, hey, I just get some charcoal, I'll throw it on the grill, and I'll cook like that. Don't worry about it. I'm like, oh, all right, let's go. Ride or die. So that's the thing. She's basically ride or die, and obviously I'm the same way. You know what I mean? We make it happen. We figure out a solution. Well, so, it's just so many little itty bitty things like that. And I don't know. It's just that that's what makes it work. It's not just, the love and the passion and all that stuff. Obviously, that has to be there. Obviously, is important. But there's so many things. At the end of the day, you got to live with this person, for a very long time. So you got to make sure that things like that can be taken care of. Look, the last few days, again, I've been very busy where I've had to leave the house very early, again, shooting some videos, working, doing things. We got friends visiting, the whole thing. And so, she's been picking up the slack, just doing a lot more around the house than she normally would, where I would help a little bit more around the house. But so it's like little things like that. It's just so many, right now, in a few weeks, she's going to be very busy. She's going to be, what is it, like exposing her artwork at the big Mayan Grand Museum and whatever. Anyways, she has a lot of work. She has a lot on her plate. Well, okay, at that point, I step it up and then I help a little bit more and like that. So it is what it is. Christian Runke says, how old are you? Okay. Oh, how old was I? Okay. Okay, so right now I gotta do the math in my head. Okay, so right now I am 43. Okay, and we got married 5 years ago. So I got married at 38, and she was 29, 29, 30, I think. Okay, so 29, 30, and I was 38. Okay, and that's when we got married. And so right now I'm 43, and she's like 34. So, anyways, let me see. Let me see some questions here. Let me read some questions. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, so for me, I was enjoying my single life. Like, I did not want to live in a relationship or live with anybody. I didn't want any of that because, everything that came with that. And, the reality is that, once we got together, I'm still living my single life. You know what I mean? When it pertains to everything, except, for the things with other people, you know what I mean? The sexual stuff, you know what I mean? That's just, exclusive for me and her. But other than that, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. Everything else is like I'm basically living like I normally live. I'm just living my normal life, working, doing my YouTube's videos, with my obsession, doing my thing, just doing my thing. In fact, she never gets in the way. She never impedes. In fact, she's always doing the opposite, where she helps me, with whatever. Like, for example, she does not like to be on camera. She doesn't like to be on YouTube. When we first started, we started dating and going, being together, she was always, trying to, she was, and more in my videos. It wasn't until later on, or, she basically opened up and told me, he's like, I really don't like to do that. I'm like, oh, okay, you don't have to. And he goes, but she's like, hey, do you? I encourage you, you know what I mean? She's like, rah, 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 there's like my biggest cheerleader, just like I'm her biggest cheerleader. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not gonna force her to do anything she doesn't want to do, you know what I mean? Like, but she lets me do whatever the fuck I want to do. Sorry, part of my French. But the same thing with her. I let her do whatever the hell she needs to do. She's an artist and she has to do art stuff and she has to do what I don't question her process. If she's up till 3 in the morning working on a piece, Like, hey, can I get you anything before I go to bed? But it's the same thing. Sometimes I'm up till 3 in the morning working on a video. And I just like I gotta finish it tonight for whatever, it's the same thing. It's like, so we help each other, um we're there for each other, and all these little things. And so for me, I was able to find that out here. But that's the thing, the reality is that for everybody out there is completely different. A lot of people out there, unfortunately, I was one of those people. I think a lot of people in the audience, one shape, form, or another, sorry, yeah, one shape, form, or another, at one point in their life, are this person, assuming they're not this person now. But anyways, what do I mean by this person? Okay, the person that needs to find love. I need love. I need a partner. I need to find that. Like I said, unfortunately, people that are in that state of mind, sometimes they don't make the best decisions, and a lot of times they end up in a relationship they don't want to be in, and they just, again, suffer because just for the sake of not being alone or whatever it is. So one of the major components to all this is the fact that you got to be okay. You got to be very happy and content with being alone. I love my alone time. She loves her alone time. We love our together time. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, it's like if you don't have that, that's almost no relationship's ever really going to work. And so you also, again, as a man, you got to be more of a man. You know, what do I mean by that? Just take care of business, take care of your responsibilities, and so on and so forth, to allow the woman to be the woman. Now, again, I don't want to go too deep into that. I'll do that more on my other channel over here. Okay, we'll go deeper into that, homeboy. All right, here I got to keep it light since we're talking about Mexico, but that is part of the culture too. Out here, that is very much part of the culture out here. There is, feminism. There is a Christian. Very left, very feminist. Very all that stuff. But we're living in a culture that is very conservative. So, long story short, me and her are very liberal. In the again, what in the original sense of what that means. Let live and let live. I'm not anything but that. Okay, I'm not Democrat or Republican or any of that crap. Okay, no. Okay, just the fact of what the definition of what that is. So Mexico's a very liberal country. Live and let live. Do you live your life? Yada yada yada. So you also gotta like do that too. You know what I mean? You gotta like live that life out here. So the point I'm making is that in order, let's say that you're a man and you want a woman, that's going to be more feminine. Well, you got to be more masculine. Okay, simple as that, and vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, so again, we'll go deeper into that in my other live stream. But anyways, out here in Mexico, that is kind of like a thing. You know what I mean? Where a lot of women are looking for that. A lot of women, of all ages, doesn't matter. They're looking for a man. And basically, it's not like the biggest, strongest, or brawny. No, it's like, hey, can you take care of a family? Are you responsible? Are you a good man, a good husband? Are you, do you like dogs or cats? Just simple things. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be a douche. Don't be a beta. Don't be all these things. Okay, so it's the same kind of thing. And so, well, with the women out there, again, you're gonna find all levels as well. But for the most part, they're just looking for a capable partner. Okay. And the same thing, you know what I mean? Like, well, me as a man, looking for a capable partner. I'm not just looking for a partner. No, no, no. I'm very, very, I've done so much on my own. You know what I mean? I help people, I lift people up. I do, come on. All the things that I do besides the YouTube. I don't even talk about YouTube, just, what I do. And that's fine. That's who I am and all this other stuff. So, in my own personal life, I'm not looking to be dragging anybody. I'm not looking to just be with somebody to be with somebody. No, 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 no. I need somebody. We're partners. We're partners in crime here. We're partners in life. Ride or die. We're here. All the way, no matter what. Yada yada yada. I'm supporting you with all your stuff. You're supporting me. We're supporting each other, and we're helping each other, and it's a true partnership. So out here in Mexico, that is still part of the culture. It's a still big thing, but they still have a lot of the liberal and traditional values of like the USA, and or like a lot of the American values, traditional American values. What are the traditional American values? The fact that both partners got to produce. Sometimes they both even got to work, but then a male partner, has to do certain things, maybe cook dinner, sweep the house, whatever, and so on and so forth. But again, in Mexico, there's a lot of room for, again, if the male, like in this case, me, okay, in our relationship, if I can make enough money to support the whole family, she doesn't have to work. She doesn't want to work. You follow me? And then, she can focus on her craft, her focus on the house, our house that we both live in, right? Do all the things, for, she would normally do for herself. But now with the freedom of not having a job, and she wants money for her supplies, for everything that she does, well, she has plenty of time to work on her artwork and her craft and so on and so forth. And she has that freedom because I give her that freedom. But I have more freedom to make better videos and do what I love and do all these other things because she gives me freedom as well. Because then she, again, now she does all these things that I don't necessarily want to do or have the time to do. Like clean the house, do the dishes, cook some food on a regular basis, and yada yada yada. Okay, like so it's and the thing is, it's like it's a partnership, simple as that. And so out here, you can definitely find love. You're definitely going to find more traditional values. You're definitely going to find more modern values as well. You're going to find everything and anything and all that in between, and in any age, because there are plenty of people that look. So again, I found love. Okay, at basically I got married at 38. Found Christian at 37. Love at 38, married at 38. Sorry. Here we are. I'm 43, very happily married. That's it. We're here for the long run on this one. But many people come out here much older or even younger, and they also are looking for a partner. Again, I did not come out here looking for a partner, but like I said, people come out here specifically looking for a partner, or they come out here single like me, and then they find that partner. And why? And the thing is like people ask, is like, how difficult is it? It's not that difficult. Out here in Mexico, it is a lot easier, to strike up a conversation. It's a lot easier, even sometimes when the woman is interested in you, she'll make it known, and so on and so forth. It's like love is in the air constantly, is what I'm saying. And you don't have to, go on an application per se. Okay, sure, the modern way is to do something like that. Maybe you want to be more specific in what you're looking for, and vice versa. But other than that, I mean, honestly, you could just find it walking around the market, walking around many places, and so on and so forth. And a lot of times it's just genuine. You're out there, for example, at the shop, looking to buy something there. You struck up a conversation, and before you know it, you got the number, and before you know it, you're going on a date. Simple as that. Yeah, it is what it is. Let me see. All right, let me read a few comments here. Renato Diaz says Merida reaps a special kind of love, deep family culture, heaven on earth, a dream. Merida takes care of Merida. Mexico has a deep soul of love. Yes, so every region is different. What you're watching in the background is in Tlaquepaque, which is in Guadalajara, okay, Jalisco, okay, and that's on the other opposite end of the country, complete opposite. How do I say, it's like kind of culture, out here in Merida in the Yucatan where I live, it's a lot more Mayan. It's just, simple as that. It's very Mayan, okay, still. And over there in Guadalajara, it's very European. But it's the same thing. I mean, European is European. The thing is, it's that, look, in the USA, for the longest time, it was not a problem finding a partner either. It's just, again, I don't want to get into it right here. I'm sure you guys can figure it out. I'm sure, you guys all know what I'm talking about. The last like 20 years or so, things have changed dramatically. In the last 10, 15 years, for sure, they've changed a lot when it comes to the dating and when it comes to a lot of these things. And, even just so many things. And so the thing is that, again, recently, especially in the last like 5 years, this whole idea of even like a passport bro is a thing. It became a thing. Again, we're going to talk about that more on the other channel once we're done here. We'll go deep, into, passport bros and, all the old folks, you know what I mean, that retire, grandpa, and go out to the Philippines and they get themselves a 20-year-old girlfriend and then they lose everything and they wonder why. We're gonna talk about everything, but that's later. But the point is that the whole idea with love is it's a very powerful thing, and and it's a complicated conversation. The thing is that you got to make peace with that with yourself first. Otherwise, it doesn't matter where you land. It's not gonna probably not gonna end well. Um, because like I said, when I came out here, the last thing I was looking for was a relationship. The last thing I was looking was to get tied down. The last thing I was looking for was basically what I got right now. But since I knew what I wanted, I was definitely not settling for anything less than what I actually wanted. And I was already living the life I wanted. And I found a partner that was like, hey, your life is pretty cool. You think my life is pretty cool. How about we just live a pretty cool life together? Like, all right, but these are the rules. And she's like, okay, these are my rules. I'm like, all right, your rules are great. And you're like, great, your rules are great. And that's it. And we just, boom, we went through it. Now, it made it a lot easier because of the Latin culture thing. Okay, it really did. I'm not, I cannot deny that. That's what I was mentioning earlier. Kind of like my early, dating life and all that good stuff. Because there was no way that I could get what I want or even remotely close to what I wanted. With just like a typical American girl. But then out here, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Like it's the complete opposite. And so, the whole relationship between me and Christian is just very natural because it's like I'm not really, I mean, of course, we both kind of, there's things that we, go out of our way to make sure, everything's on point. But what I'm saying is that like the effort is so much less effort and with so much more reward, and it's just more natural. That's what I'm saying. And you can find that out there as well. I know plenty of people that have come out here and they got a very similar relationship to me. In fact, people that, again, men and women, okay, that I look at them and I'm like, man, you're fugly, bro. You're ugly. I love you, bro, but you're ugly. Um, and they got a beautiful hot wife, and they're very happy together. And the guy's a bum like me, or something. It's all, that's what I'm saying. Or vice versa. Like I said, like I'll see, like a chick, some lady, older lady, whatever, with some, like a really really, good looking, partner. And it's like, wow, you know what I mean? It's like, and then, you're always thinking, I wonder what's going on there. But then when you kind of like look deep into the relationship, it's like, oh no, that's, wow, it's working. It's like they really have a, that's a thing out here. You know what I mean? Like it's like out here, like it blows your mind in the sense because if you come from the USA, Canada, the Western world, the traditional, it's like yeah, you know what I mean? Like those things have been so lost. The last time you really even saw that was like 30 years ago, and out here it's like it's still like that. It's like how it used to be, and people are how they used to be. Even though again, they have a lot of so again, the Mexico and the USA are right next to each other, so a lot of the things that are going on over there in the USA culturally, you know all right, they're happening here, but it's just that the people out here take to all that very differently. Okay. And so yeah, it's just like a whole different situation. But long story short, like in order to if you're looking to find love out here in Mexico, yeah, you can definitely find love. Are you kidding me? In fact, you don't have to go far. um, but anyways, yeah, sorry, just getting a message there. But anyway, shout out to Goomer out there. Hey, shout out to you, brother. Haven't seen you in a minute. Hope all is well. Buenos dias, hermano. Philip, shout out to Philip. She wanted a rave buddy. That's right. Who wanted the rave buddy? I guess I wasn't reading. Okay, something else. All right. Ray T says, is $305 too much for a car rental for 9 days? No, actually, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Because I've seen people rent cars for even more expensive. Like, basically, again, I don't know what car rentals go for in the USA. But I know people, some, not everybody, some people would complain about how expensive car rentals are here. Um, but long story short, you know what I mean? Like, $50 a day is on average. So let's say, 50 times nine, that's 450 bucks. So yeah, it's a pretty good deal. I think you're getting a pretty good deal. So And that's everything included. You said 305, and that's everything included. So, yeah. All right. Oh, look, Goomer says my current girlfriend lives in Mexico City and have been doing long distance for a year and 6 months. Yeah, there you go. And in fact, Goomer, if you don't mind, why? Why do you have a girlfriend in Mexico City? Don't you have any nice, good, nice Mexican girls out there in L.A. to date? By the way, LA is like the worst city to date in, but it is what it is. All right. Genaro says, Saludos, Don Jose. Pasándola bien, suave, at a place I recall once going to in Merida called Eladios. Oh, that's right. Eladios is great. Saludos desde California. Saludos. Saludos. Go to if you're in LA. Well, I don't know what. Well, you say you're in California. I don't know what part of Cali you're in. But if you're in LA, well, Goomer, he's in LA too. Go to Portos for me. All right. Go to Portals and get some Cuban goodies. I miss that place. Good stuff. But yeah, Eladios is great. Okay, and Eladios is a great place. Anyone can go out and on a date or meet chicks or gals, guys, or whatever. In fact, there's a lot of things, a lot of events out here in Mexico and Merida, whatever, Mexico. But there's a lot of things that you can do and sign up for that are basically how do I say this? Like group oriented things, group events. And that's where you would meet people organically. So, basically, you would go to, I don't know, like, okay, you can go to like a English Spanish exchange. You can go there to like learn English. So, I mean, learn Spanish. So, you'll go to with Mexicans and the Mexicans want to learn English. So, you're having conversations and you can just meet somebody there. Like I said, the grocery store, the church. I can go on and on. Anyways, shout out to Renato Diaz with the, sorry, you know what? I been slacking. My apologies. 1 second here. Shout out to Renato Diaz there with the $20 super chat and Ray T with the $2 super chat. Both of you guys. Shout out to both of you guys. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Be able to take Christian out on Valentine's Day, get some Valentine's tacos. So thank you both. Appreciate it. Thank you. So me and Christian are gonna go get some Valentine's tacos, and we're gonna go eat. Like, anyways, all right. Funny guy over here. Okay, so what was I saying? We're reading some comments here. Let me see. Oh, Goomer says there's no comparing Mexico girls with the Chicanas. Yeah, exactly. I mean, don't get me started. Goomer, love how my girl is traditional with and very loving, and yet still an independent and hardworking woman. So yeah, so at least for Mexican women, that's the thing. Mexican women out here, again, they have a lot of the same, kind of like mental thought processes they do in the USA. As just being an American woman, like, hey, we're gonna go to work. I'm gonna support myself. I'm an independent woman. I don't need no man. Blah blah blah. Bleep bleep bleep. But if a real man shows up, look, like the guy right there, the guy making the sandwiches. If a real man shows up, he's out there hustling, getting his thing. Bro, this guy has chicks all over him, I'm sure. Or guys, whatever he's into. But you know what I'm saying? Why? Because he's out there getting it. That's his probably his own business. Whatever he's, you know what I'm saying? He's out there, struggling, doing his thing. Look, he probably goes to the gym, takes care of his body, healthy. He who knows? Who knows what he does? I don't know. The point is just simple as that. You know what I mean? Like obviously, for some guys are gonna be easier than others. But it's just simple things like that. Because look, there's plenty of guys that look just like him, but they're still living with mom playing Nintendo. Now, obviously, you're going to see less of that here in Mexico than you're going to see more of that in the USA. Someone my age living with mom in her basement playing Nintendo, getting, my Papa John's delivered or whatever. I mean, come on. But that is a thing out here too. Okay, let's not get it twisted. But for the most part, not so much. And so obviously, the more you kind of do your thing out there, the better. The better luck you're gonna have with the ladies. And look, and the same thing with the ladies. There's all kinds of ladies out there. Okay, there's the ladies all the way from the ladies in the streets, all the way to the ladies that are, straight up church. You know what I mean? So So that's the thing. So that's the reality of it. So you can find they're really, really, really good, hardcore Catholic girls, which again that comes with a certain, you got to also be hardcore Catholic or whatever it is. and then all the way to the left, you know what I mean? Like hardcore leftist feminists that really don't need a man, and they're gonna do the same thing as the women in the USA do. But the reality is that there's less of, the hardcore kind of leftists, because at the end of the day, they still have a lot of that traditional values and all this other stuff, and out here, a man can still go out there and make some sandwiches for a day and support his family. Okay, so it's just, so many little things like that, when you start adding them all up, and again, the same thing, again, how, and by the way, on YouTube, I'm surprised. I've seen many of them. You know how many couples out there, güeritas, okay? Güerita is like a white girl. So, you know how many white girls out there, from Texas, from southern Mexico, they fell in love, got married to their, illegal Mexican. And long story short, they either had to leave, got deported, whatever it is, and they're in Mexico and they're very happy. So, like I said, like there's a lot of, white girls, American, Canadian, European, that come out here, okay, and they find themselves, a nice, brown Mexican dude. Yeah, because the thing is that, like, the white girl, a lot of times they're not interested in that dude up there. No, they're probably interested in the, a little more caramel color, whatever. But it doesn't matter, even if they're interested in this dude. Okay, it's all these little things. You know what I mean? So, where, out here the culture is still very different, it's still a lot more, you got to pick yourself up from the bootstraps, there's no government handouts, there's no family handouts, out here, kids are working like at 15, 16 years old, you know what I mean, like, simply, I mean, just helping out around the house, helping out the family business, whatever, something, make you earn that taco, earn the, it's not. So it's just like a completely different, like, animal out here. And so the reality is that, for the most part, people, not only are, can play, the still the traditional values, or the traditional roles in a relationship, but, there, it's not, there's no, all this other extra propaganda that's kind of like, trying to destroy the family structure or anything like that, you know what I mean? And it's been like that, it's, I know in the USA they're going through like what is it, like, change right now. Things are going on in the Western world that are changing, but Mexico hasn't really changed. Like I said, all those leftist, liberal values, right now, that are kind of going on. Look, Mexico's always had them. They've had them for like 100 years, but they've been ruled by very conservative people. So long story short, out here it's always been, kind of like that anarchistic lifestyle. Like, I don't need no government. Nobody's gonna tell me what to do. I'm gonna live my life. I'm not gonna hurt nobody. No one's gonna hurt me. Yeah, because I'm going to defend myself. I'm going to leave you alone. You're going to leave me alone. We're going to live in peace. And if we can't live in peace, and we're going to, figure out a way to get along, okay, and so on and so forth. It's just so many things like that. So the reality is that there's so many things about the culture, not just here, in many parts of the world. So, for example, there's a lot of Americans, again, that might want to come to Mexico looking for love, American women, American men, and maybe, Latinas are not for you. There's a lot of Americans that cannot handle a spicy Latina. For me, it's very easy. That's what I grew up with. I mean, come on, my mom, my sister, I can go on and on, my cousins, it's like, whatever, I'm used to it. It was a lot more difficult for me to deal with, like a white chick, or like an Asian chick or whatever, like Asians. Oh my God, forget it. It's another level. So that's the thing. Everybody's a little different. Everybody has their, what they're, but they got to just, again, go out there and look for what they really want. Be honest with themselves, and they should be able to find it. But, out here, the people are a different flavor, different spice, different. The men out here, they're expected to be men in every capacity, the good, the bad, the ugly. All right. And the women kind of like as well. And so it's like this kind of like role play thing. But, oh yeah, what I was gonna say. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was just kind of like, saying words there. Okay. But for example, for some of you guys out there in the audience, it might not be, coming to Mexico or Latin America to find your love or your spouse. It might be, going to Eastern Europe. It might be going to, one of those countries out there, in the Balkans, or whatever it is. You're going to be able to find the girl that you want. Or it might be in Asia. Some people like, the Asian, whatever. But again, that's what we're going to talk about more in, again, the other live stream. We're going to go very deep. Again, here, I'm going to put a link, to my other live stream. Once we're done here, we're gonna go over there and go very, very deep. And by the way, guys, if you're enjoying today's content, you're enjoying today's video live stream, you've been following my channel, or maybe you're new here, please go check out my website. Again, go check out my YouTube page as well. I got tons of amazing content on my channel, on my YouTube page. Again, free information. Again, everything from finding a job, to real estate, talking about certain topics, cost of living. I can go on and on. Okay, the topics are endless. Go check them out. Hopefully, you'll thoroughly enjoy getting all that free information to help you make your move easier or not. You know what I mean? Meaning, you a lot of people watch my videos and they get back to me and say, "Hey, Jose, thank you for showing me exactly how it is in Mexico. Because now I don't want to come to Mexico. I want to stay where I'm at, or I'm going to move to another state in the USA." Great. Again, whatever, however I can help you, I'm glad I can help you. So yes, please, keep check out my YouTube page for way more information on what it is to like live out here, move out here, and all that other stuff. So but yeah, at the end of the day, that's the thing. A lot of people, for example, we're gonna talk about on the other channel here. A lot of people, they'll go out and they'll move to like the Philippines or Thailand, and they'll get themselves a girl out there, and then everything that happens, that the girl's expecting for them to support the family and this and that and all this stuff that all of a sudden they're expected to do. And they're like, oh my God, I got trapped. I got this. Like, no, 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 no. It's a different culture. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to not. Look, just like out here, there was certain things that I had to do that were part of the culture. All right. That I just, I just had to do. I just had to. But the thing is that for me, it was very easy. It was not a big deal, having to ask, her grandma, her dad, for her hand in marriage when we were going to go get married. You know, things like, what I'm saying? It was very easy for me when we were celebrating, whether it was at a wedding or, other festive events, for me to hang out with her Mexican family. Are you kidding me? Yeah, they're like, oh, the Cuban, oh, let's go tell some stories, tell me, da, da, da. Let's have some drinks, let's have some shots, da, da. You know, I, trust me, they drink a lot more than the average bear out here in Mexico. But you know what? A few times I've drank them under the table. That's earning respect points. Do you think that I sometimes want to drink them under the table and have a massive hangover the next day? No, but I do know that that's her way to probably her dad's heart or her cousin's heart or whatever it is. And so it's just like little things like that, that are part, of the culture. Sometimes you understand, sometimes you don't. Again, as a Cuban and as an American, there are certain things about the way I grew up, my culture, my everything that I come out here and they just don't do. And there's certain things that she does as a Mexican, as a Yucatecan, as someone from this region, that they do. And I had to learn and I had to, roll with the punches and play ball. And that's it. And so it's not, it's really, it's just many levels to this. And so, I don't know, but that's the thing, when you do get married to somebody, you do find a partner out here in Mexico or Latin America, whatever. There are certain cultural things that you're gonna have to just have to deal with. Like for example, when we got married, like I all of a sudden now I had I had to adopt. Basically, I'm Gizmo's stepfather. I'm his father now, but what I'm saying? Like right off the bat, it's like, hey, that's my kid. I'm not coming unless he's coming. All right, we're both coming. We're a package. And I'm like, yeah, let's go, bring him over. Let's go. Like I got a horse. Don't worry. You bring Gizmo, you bring your dog, I bring my horse. She's like, all right, let's go. Great. You know what I mean? We got a little family here. So there's little things like that, and like where whether it's accepting the family, again having to deal with, or go talk to her, her grandma, her dad, her family, all that respect stuff, all the traditional stuff is like, yeah, it's not a big deal. In fact, they love me. I love them. They get along great with me. My family has come to visit already. They met each other multiple times, the whole thing. And it's like, yeah, I got a very different family than she does. But there's a lot of similarities as well. So, but that's the thing, it's just many, 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 many little things. So for me, it was very, very easy to integrate, into the marriage with my wife and the family and everything. In fact, in my household, we speak Spanish. The only time I speak English is when I'm doing YouTube videos, or if I'm talking to an American friend of mine or whatever, or one of you guys for, let's say we're doing a consultation. I don't know, whatever. So yeah, but the reality is, like, I speak Spanish to her all day, every day, and it's very comfortable for me because, well, I grew up speaking Spanish first, and my mom still doesn't even know English, and she lives in Miami. She's been living in the USA for 55 years, and she still doesn't know English. Okay, so she's a U.S. citizen, by the way. Okay, anyways, long story short, yeah, I mean, the reality is that. For me, it was a lot easier to integrate and speak Spanish on a daily basis. I mean, I was already doing it for many years of my life. So again, for some people, that might not be the case. Some of you guys out there don't even speak Spanish. So how are you going to get around that language barrier? Well, some partners speak English, and maybe you'll be speaking English at home. I know that happens. I know plenty of people out there, again, my age, give or take, same thing, finding their partner out here, and now they speak English at home instead of Spanish or whatever, and or maybe it's a mix. So, again, there's just so many little intricacies. So it's not just the language, it's not just the culture. It's so many little itty bitty things that add up. And so for me, it was so much easier, again, to be with my Mexican wife than it was to be with anybody else, really. You know what I mean? That's the true reality of it. So but for some people, again, I got friends of mine that are like, bro, how do you handle a Mexican woman? They tell me this all the time. Or or some women like, hey, how do you handle a Mexican man? And I'm like, I don't know. It's just, I mean, I do know. I mean, I know and I don't know, but what I'm saying, like, it's a little bit more complicated than that. So, all right, let me see. Let's see some chats in here. Read a few chats. Shout out to everyone out there. Oh, there you go. Chef Boy says, found my love in Florida and my nurse and my travel Mexico and the world together. That's awesome. That's awesome. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, shout out to Steve with the $2 super chat. Muchas gracias. Muchas thank yous. Thank you. Does Jose have contact information for his practice? Yes, he does. One second. So to find all the information you need, all the information on every single thing that you're going to need out there regarding my channel, for the most part, just about everything, it's on my website. Let me show you. So that's my website, okay? joseadiaga.com, pretty easy. And then that's it. There's multiple links you can click on, okay? So in the case of, want to talk to Jose, it doesn't matter. You can click on either moving to Mexico general information or living in Merida, Yucatan helpful resources. We'll just go to Mexico general information, and you can just scroll down. And besides, having these useful videos here, eventually you'll bump into, Jose's info. There he is. See, Jose Novello. Okay, and there's his email. Okay, we're gonna highlight that. I'm gonna go click, gonna copy. Okay, I'm gonna go on ahead and I'm gonna pop it into the chat. And there you go. Okay, and that's his email. But again, please, you guys, I cannot beg you enough, to go there, save yourself some money and time. Go to my website, and again, everything from learning Spanish for free, Duolingo, sorry, to a list of jobs. Okay, I even made a video, okay, about how to get a job. Okay, all the way at the top. Okay, but anyways, how to find rentals, how to get a job, top 20 questions that get asked all the time, banking solution. If you need an apostle, let's say you're gonna get married, you need a translator app so you can talk to your Mexican wife. Let's say you need a job, and you don't like any of those digital nomad jobs. Well, you can learn how to code and be a digital nomad. Work for yourself, freelance. You need to find out about residency. Again, I got 2 videos on residency. All right, got that one with Jose, and I got another video detailing all the other residency options you might have, you have out there. And then everything you need to know before you rent a place. And then Mérida, Yucatan resources. So again, let's say you're moving to Mérida, Yucatan. Again, you need an assistant. You can reach out to Stephanie. Let's say you need a vet or a groomer. Just simple stuff. With the vet stuff, but grooming services. Cynthia. All right. Again, Mexican lawyer. You got Jose there. You need your glasses. We're gonna be making new update videos for these here. But anyways, by the way, got some new glasses. But anyways, we're gonna go make a video with him soon again. But anyways, yeah, my optician, okay? This is also Gizmo's what is it, like groomer? She comes to the house, all right? The dentist, all right? Shout out to Hansel out there. I gotta go visit him too. And there's Jose again. We got my barber, okay? All right, I gotta go visit him as well. Very awesome place, to go listen to rock and roll, and Cecilia, go there all the time. Shout out to, Bernardo and family and the group out there. Zinc, we got authentic French cuisine. Again, French people that have moved out here, did their thing. And I can go on and on, all right? I got more links, more whatever. Okay, enough shameless plugs. All right, where were we? What were we talking about? 1 second. But anyways, I'm back to the... Uno segundo. All right, anyways, shout out to... we got Ray T out there with another $5 super chat. Thank you very much. 305 USD for $9 car rental. Flight lands in Cancun, and we rent and drive to Mérida to stay, then drive back to Cancun to fly home. Oh, awesome. Okay, that's good, yeah. All right. There you go. Cool. Well, hope you enjoy your trip. Hope you enjoy your trip in the Yucatan. Nice time to come. The weather's nice. It's starting to get hot and humid out there. So I don't know where you're coming from, but if you're coming from anywhere cold, perfect beach weather already. So anyway, shout out to everyone out there. I'm just reading some of the chats here. Philip says, hablo español, pero no me gusto. Bueno, you know what? Bueno, I mean, if you want a Mexican girl, you better gusto. Anyways, no, but whatever, man. Again, you know, a lot of people, again, you can find yourself a Mexican partner, male or female, and you'd be surprised. They probably speak better English than you. So, but again, about finding love when it comes to like ages, I get this asked a lot too. It really doesn't matter. But it's just like more age appropriate. Now, look, don't get me wrong. I mean, you're a dirty old man or a dirty old woman. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm probably gonna be a dirty old man when I grow up. But anyways, but what I'm saying is that when let's say you're that, okay, and you want to be a sugar mama or sugar daddy, you can do that here. Again, it's not as pronounced, or you're not going to see it as much as you're going to see. Let's say you go to the Philippines or Thailand or whatever Asian countries where it's business. It's way more accepted for a 75-year-old guy to be with a 19-year-old or 25-year-old or whatever. Not so much here. But you'll still see, the sugar daddy thing, the sugar mama thing. You'll see it at, all ages, I've seen guys my age, doing it with a girl, Christian's age. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? But the point is, yes, I mean, look at that guy out there, at the top, you see, someone pointed it out. I didn't even notice that until, anyways, look, the point is that it's a different world out here. And, but a lot of things, that you might be used to or you might be looking for, you're going to be able to find out here. But that's the thing though. Let's say that you are coming out here and you're going to be a sugar mama, sugar daddy, all right, whatever. You're going to do that lifestyle. It's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you money, all right? It's not going to be cheap. You might be able to do it for cheap, in Asia. Not here. Not here, okay? It's going to cost you the same as the USA. A little less, obviously, but yeah, no. All right? And so things like that. So it's like, what are you looking for really? You got to be honest with yourself. If you're out there, again, you're very old and you're still looking for love, and then you think you're a 25-year-old, male or female is going to really be in love with you, and then you're surprised when they leave you, and high and dry, and broke. I mean, come on. I don't know what to tell you. But again, I do know what to tell you. In fact, we're going to be talking about them more in detail in today's live stream over there. Because again, today is all Valentine's Day themed. It's all love themed and all that good stuff. So I'm going to put a little link here. So if you guys want to hear more about that, all right, there's a lot of stories about that. There's a lot to talk about that there. Go check me out. I'll be I'd be very happy to see you there. In fact, even if you don't want to go there, check me out on my other channel. If you don't want to check out that channel, but you really enjoyed today's video, enjoy the content on this channel, enjoy everything I do here, and you want to help me out, you really want to do me a solid, go to my channel over there and subscribe. Please, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're almost there. In fact, let's see where we're at. Okay, we're at 789. Let's see if we can get to 1,000 soon at one point. In fact, we just got to 28,000 subscribers on this channel over here. So, wow, right? We're growing. All right, so we're growing very big here. That's what she said. Anyways, and it's great. It's wonderful. But anyways, guys, I think that's it. I think I've kind of talked about this subject as much as I can for today. Let me know in the comments right there real quick, in the chat, if there's any questions, anything that I missed, anything you kind of want me to talk about, maybe, I don't know, before I get out of here. Like I said, I gotta, remember, I gotta change the gas. I gotta go deal with the gas as well. I'm not gonna do that now. I still gotta go live on this channel. But yeah, I still got a big day, a lot of things I gotta do today. So let me know if there's anything that I missed, before we head out of here. But yeah, man, this is an awesome country, though. I love Mexico. A lot of you guys love Mexico. And yeah, you can definitely find love in Mexico. Again, shout out to Goomer out there, with his Mexican girlfriend. And yeah, eventually that's going to lead him to, live out here. It is what it is. So probably, most likely, so. Bound says, I'm trying to contact Stephanie regarding documents, not sure about her current email. She not responding, or? Yeah, the email. Check her Facebook as well. Hit her up on Facebook. I mean, she might be, again, I don't know. She might be busy or traveling or who knows. So, where was it? I think, yeah, living in Mexico. So, yeah, check out her Facebook as well. That's the email. So, what did I do? Whatever, I closed it off. Whatever. Just check out the Facebook and check out, she sometimes takes a little while to answer. Again, look, guys, just FYI, all right? I just make YouTube videos, okay? That's what I like to do. And through my YouTube videos, I help you guys out as much as I can. And for example, when it comes to Stephanie, by the way, real quick, when it comes to Stephanie or anyone else on my channel, just take it, in a sense, with a grain of salt. Sometimes, they're going to be helpful. Sometimes they're not. Most people, they are. Most people are. They're all vetted. I know them all. I work with them. But what I'm saying is they might not meet your time standards, or they might not be what you're looking for, or whatever it is. I'm just trying to provide what I can for you guys, okay? I'm not making money off of this. I'm not doing any of that, all right? But look, one thing I am going to suggest to everyone out there, okay? If for whatever reason you're reaching out to Stephanie, she's not, she's not responding and you need assistance, also reach out to Jose, okay? Because he also has a capable team of people, okay? Not lawyers or anything, just assistants and all this other stuff. And he can help you out with all that, because in recent months, years, especially in recent months, yeah, it's been almost a year now. We've obviously we've been getting a large large uptake of a lot of people moving out here and wanting to and need assistance of all kinds of stuff. So a lot of people usually always reach out to Jose first anyway, because they need their residency and they need to take care of all that other stuff first. Some people purchasing a home, whatever. So they reach out to him first, and he just also happens to provide all the other services, or again, he knows people that, are assistants and all this other stuff. So long story short, if Stephanie's your first look, okay, whatever. If she is not answering, please, just move on to Jose, and he should be able to help you out, okay? At least put you in contact with somebody that will, okay? Because I know some people are in a time crunch, and, like I said, Stephanie, it's like a side gig for her, so when she's in town helping out, she'll help out and she'll work, when otherwise, it is what it is. because she's from Mexico City, so she's always like traveling and doing all kinds of things. So it is what it is. But yeah, again, there's tons of useful information, and it is what it is. All right, what was I think that's it. Let me see. Saludos, Jose. Best dating apps here in Mexico in 2025. I don't know. The last time I used a dating app was 6 years ago. So I don't know. But I hear that they have all the dating apps out here already. So, but okay, let me see. I think that's it. All right, no more questions. No more. Okay, all right. Okay, guys. Like, I really appreciate you guys. Love you guys. You guys are the best. And that's right. We're almost at 30,000 subscribers. Again, we're climbing very fast. And yeah, it was pretty awesome. So, all right, guys. It's going to be really, really awesome. Right, let me see. Yeah, Mexico does have WhatsApp. Yes, yes. Everybody uses WhatsApp out here. Okay, guys. Well, with all that being said, you already know the deal. All right, we're on our way to the other channel. We're gonna start going live there. I know it says 50 minutes, but we're gonna bump that up, okay? Because I got a lot of things to do. So we're gonna go live there in maybe 20 minutes, all right? So just stay tuned, all right? Go out there and go wait for me while I set everything up, okay? But I will be out there very shortly. I'll change the time. In fact, let me see if I can do it now real quick. I'm gonna change the time on the live stream there, so that way you guys can join me earlier. But anyways, all right, while I do that, I'm gonna head out of here, guys. So, okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a wonderful and happy Valentine's Day out there. And whether you celebrate it or not, hope you guys enjoy your Friday. At least it wasn't Friday the 13th, right? Am I right? Am I right? Sorry. Friday the 14th is a lot better. So anyways, all right, with all that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. So I'll see you guys on the other channel in a few minutes. All right, hold on, let me see. I'm gonna give myself a little time here. So I'll see you guys in about 20 minutes, all right? So look, let me see. Did I change the time? There we go. Did it work? All right. No, that didn't. Sorry. There we go. We tied it. We tied it. Okay, there we go. There we go. Did we fix it now? There we go. Okay, boom. All right, see you guys soon. Time's a ticking. Got to get out of here. All right. Thanks again for hanging out with me today. I'll see you guys on the other channel. Love you guys. Peace out, and happy Valentine's Day. Bye, guys.